Always on live.
All right. Shalom. This is the
So,
brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And, and peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end. Shalom. And with this lesson, we're just going to go into the fact that at the end of the day, it's going to be Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai that's going to save us from all these calamities that we're going to go through during Jacob's trouble. It's going to be through the spirit and not through carnality, because you got people out here outside of the truth. And unfortunately, there's some Israelites in the truth that are on that carnal mindset, thinking that, guns, money, preps, martial arts type skills is what's going to get them through the times we're going through, or they're at least leaning more into that and not fully relying on Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Though when we go through the scriptures, it was always through divine intervention from the Most High that our forefathers got out of situations that they were in, and very dire situations that it looked like they couldn't get out of. And it's going to be no different for us with these terrible times of Jacob's trouble that we're about to go into. But we're going to get straight into it with Psalms chapter 33. We're going to start at verse 16.
and if I could add, we look forward to the times of the trouble that's coming, man, because we also look forward to the Lord doing that which He said He would do, man. We won't see if the Lord gonna make good on His word, man. That's not tempting the Lord, but we know the Lord gonna make good, and we look forward to seeing that, man.
Kind of just to back you up, hey, exactly.
Yep.
We have faith that the Most High is going to do it because we're rolling in the Spirit. We're not
Yep.
rolling in carnality. We believe these accounts in the scriptures, and hey, as it says in Romans chapter 15, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. But before we start, I'm gonna give one little quick caveat. As brothers always say, look, it's no problem putting a little food to the side, learning some kind of self-defense. It's good to know those things, but what we're saying is that's not the sole thing or the main thing to rely on. The main thing is the spiritual power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai and His divine intervention, which He is going to use to intervene for the sake of the elect during Jacob's trouble.
God, this Psalms 33, verse 16. It says, "There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength."
So off the rip, it's talking about kings or men in high positions aren't saved by the multitude of their own strength or their great armies. Keep going on.
It says, "And horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
Keep going on.
Behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear Him, upon them that hope in His mercy."
At point blank, period. Again, a king, that modern day today, what would be a president or somebody in a high position, it's not their military might or anything like that saves them. It's all through the will of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, because this is the Most High's movie, and He set up everybody in their perspective, in their correct roles, and whether they win or lose is not up to them or their strength. It's all through the will of the Most High. So, and as it says in verse 18, "Behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear Him, upon them that hope in His mercy." And the hopeful elect do fear Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and fear Him and hope, and we do hope in His mercy, that when these times come, when the enemy rolls in on us like a flood in Isaiah chapter 59, that standard is going to be set up, and not our own skills or might is going to save us, but solely Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. You got it, Kaya.
In His eye, it says, "Behold, the eye of the Lord," that's the angels. And when you read in the scriptures, the Lord said He gonna give the angels charge to keep what? To cover us, man.
Con, we're going to get that one down the line.
Oh, come. Salaki. You got it.
You can keep going.
It's 19. It says, "To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine.
Hey, point blank period. To the eye, and as the brother Kaya was going into, the angels of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai are upon them that fear him to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. So when all these calamities of Jacob's trouble really hit, Abaratazah, aware of that elect number, and you sincere Akim and Akwath that are watching this lesson, the Most High is going to have us in that day. As it says in Isaiah 60, I believe it's 65, and my servants shall eat and drink. The Most High is going to work miraculous miracles to get us through everything that is going to come our way. Brothers are always bringing up beautiful examples. You may have troops looking for you, and the Most High puts spiritual blinders on their eyes to where they just don't see you and completely walk past you. And there may be some instances where you maybe have your back literally against the wall with troops pointing guns at you, and the Most High just teleports you, like he teleported Habakkuk to Daniel in Babylon, out of that situation into a safe situation. And we have faith that these miraculous things, this miraculous salvation from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai will take place.
I got you, precept.
Kind, you got it. And then we can go back to 20 and 21.
This Job 5:15. It says, but he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty.
You said that was, which verse was that?
5 and 15. Job 5 and 15. I'm gonna jump down to 19 and 20 though. That
was on the, we were gonna get
that's on the list.
No, but it was gonna come out anyways, but we can bring it out now. But as it said in that Job 5 and 15, but he saveth the poor from the sword, and we know who the sword is as pursuant to Psalm 17, the wicked Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And again, what did it say in that Isaiah 59? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Most High is going to set up that standard to protect us. So the Most High is going to protect us from that physical sword, as well as his mouth. What? These accusations he's going to come at us with. And we know he's about to come at us with that in a whole nother level. We got what? The deep fakes, the AIs, where he can create a whole situation to make you look like you're committing some T act, a false flag. But it just says the Most High is going to even save us out of that. We're going to go through the persecution, but the Most High is going to have our back through it as well. And from the hand of the mighty, point blank, period. But you got it,
yeah, that's 3 ways in which the Lord going to deliver us and protect us, which 3 is understanding. So when you think about it, he going to say, like you said, this physical sword, the deceit and the guile from his mouth, and from the hand, which isn't his power to do. So the Lord gonna protect us from the power of the enemy, the actual the bow of the enemy, and also what the enemy say, man. That's how you protect a man on what? All around him, man. Okay, we gonna have that all around shield around us, man. We're gonna be protected from everything. And that's another thing in protection. When brothers think about it, the Lord gonna protect us from everything. Even though we may be in everything, we still gonna get protected from everything. So brothers gotta hold fast.
And just to back up the point you made earlier, back in that Psalms 33, the eye of the Lord being the angels. What does it say in the next chapter? Psalms 34. The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him. So and brothers are constantly seeing chariots. So we have the angels around us, the chariots around us. It just having that complete 360, 144 protection around us. And just to say real quick, what did Yahweh Shai say in the book of Matthew? Fear him that can kill the body and soul, and don't fear him that can just kill the body. Esau just had, and even his control that he has is through the sanction, is sanctioned by the Most High. He can just kill the physical body, but the Most High, can kill the physical body and then bring your soul back and put you in an even worse situation. The Most High is in control of Esau, allowing him to do what he's able to do. So point blank period, that shows you who you should fear more. You should fear the spirit more than the carnality out here, more than the flesh. And it's
this 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Kind of,
In
we know what
fact,
we know what that 7 is. Ultimately, them nukes. The Most High is going to save us through the famines and the pestilences and martial law building up to it. And then if we're of that number, hey, from that completion, that 7th trumpet, when the nukes hit this place and destroy everybody in America but the elect.
it says, in famine, he shall redeem thee from debt, and in war from the power of the sword.
Back in that Psalms 33,
Yep.
to deliver their soul from death, that sword, and to keep them alive in famine.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High is going to have the elect covered on every angle, every corner, every any way you want to look at it. But you got to have faith that that's the case. Only faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and of course, proving your faith by showing your works is what's going to get you that protection around you. Once you start going out of the fear and the faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and start leaning under your own understanding, hey, that's when you're subject to these calamities that the Most High is bringing unto the unfaithful.
Now, can you say you have something on Yagana?
Yeah, this is second Corinthians 10:4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but the pulling down, but the mighty through the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations of every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach.
God, hey, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Weapons of our warfare are spiritual. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and knowing that he's going to be the one that's going to defend us in that day. And hey, look at how we're bringing down Esau Edom's rulership by simply preaching the words in the scriptures. We didn't get up arms and go take to the rooftops like the Black Panthers or anything like that. We're simply on the street corners preaching the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and that's tearing down this man's entire system, the spiritual aspect, not the carnal aspect. As it says in Matthew 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Preaching, not again, taking up arms or creating armies or going to war against this man carnally.
I still got that Psalms 33.
Actually, in that Job chapter 5, you can read verse 22.
It says 20. This is 21. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Keep going.
At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Hey, that's the type of spirit that the Most High is going to put us in. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Because what we're going through our trials and tribulations right now to build us up in the spirit, to be, cold to this world and know that it's going to be Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that's going to get us through these things. And then once we're in Jacob's trouble and see these things we read about, the Most High intervening for us, these great miracles take place, hey, that's going to just completely comfort our spirit, while these other people out here are getting the full force of the judgments of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And we're going to laugh at them. As simple as that.
Even to know that some of the greatest creatures created, like Behemoth and Leviathan, hey, they're going to be on the side of the righteous in that day, man. All right, they're going to be the ones helping destroy our enemies, man. So if the beast be in league with thee, all right, then Behemoth and Leviathan, and these newly created creatures, the Lord gonna have them in league with us, man, in that day, man, helping us, right? Helping deliver the elect. So not only the Lord gonna be protecting us, but he's gonna be gonna be preserving Israel while also defending Israel. All right, but the ones gonna be being defended is the Israelites, chiefly what? The elect men and those that believed upon them, man. All right, and their families, or whoever the Lord have slated for salvation, but he gonna raise up his chief archangel Michael, All right. The Lord gonna have Yahweh Shai coming, man. All right. And we're gonna have the protection of the heavens upon us and around us, man. What is there not want to? What is there not to want this day to come, man? That's why we long for the day, man. We want to see the works and the hand of the Lord manifest itself and what he said he's gonna do, man. Okay, you got it, bro.
And that's a beautiful point you made. You got to look at it like this. We're going to have the Archangel Michael. We're going to have Behemoth and Leviathan on our side. Something that, and more things that no a bullet, a gun, a knife can't stop. In that movie Black Adam, when they summoned him and they started shooting at him with the machine guns, their bullets were bouncing off of him, and he grabbed one and said, "Your magic is weak. You
Yes.
puny human." And that's what it's going to be for us in that day when that standard is set up.
Yeah, when you got spiritual power, you don't worry about nobody killing you or hurting you in no kind of way, man. I mean, when you watch Lucy and all these different, movies, Black Adam, all right, then they wasn't concerned with what can hurt them, man. All they was concerned about is what? Finishing a job or getting whatever job done that they had to do. They didn't. Your mindset in that day is going. I'm pretty sure the Lord gonna work on our minds to where he's gonna have our minds protected, our spirits, man. And we gonna know it. Because in that day, the world gonna know who's the Lord's chosen. All right, because they're gonna have this bubble around them, man. They're gonna have something around them where they're gonna know, like, hey, the Lord is dealing with those men. All right, you got it
real fast.
You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes 9:15. It says, "Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he had wisdom, but by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of wise men are heard, and quite more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools." Now, this is the point. And it says, wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyed much good.
And wisdom, and what is the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Lord. And back in that Psalms 33, it said that those that fear the Lord, his eyes shall be upon them, and to protect them. And we can see that this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we have right now is despised, because those great miracles haven't been wrought yet. As it says in Psalms 110, in the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing. And as the elder brother on the video, Yakin always brings up, hey, we're investing in this stock right now while it's low. So when it explodes, hey, we're going to reap the benefits a hundredfold. And that's when people are going to, seek the wisdom of the wise man and see the strength of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, when they're actually seeing this protection all over us. Yeah, any more, Yakina?
No, that was it.
I saw you wanted to make a point, Kaya?
No, bro.
Oh, kind. Well, then we'll go back to that Psalms 33. We'll read verses 20 to 21, and then we can jump. Somebody can get me Psalms 91 verses 9 to 13.
Yeah, because when you think about it, brother, we sound like a broken record talking about what the Lord gonna do for us, right? To these people. But that's why it's a waiting game. All right. And we know once the Lord lifts the standard up, then that's when we're gonna get our, the glory that we spoke about, man. Okay, we're not looking for instant gratification or the glory right now from the Lord. And when you think about it, we're in trouble, but it's not like we're in trouble in that time when Michael got to come, or we're in trouble from smaller things now, but greater things lie ahead. Greater evils lie ahead of us, man. All right. So the greater the situation is, the greater the Lord's hand is gonna be. Okay, the greater the miracle, man. And Jay got to understand that miracles and protection, it has an order to it as well. You see, this is
if I could say real quick, You said instant gratification. We're in a state of delayed gratification.
Yeah.
We're putting off the things, the flesh wants to do, and putting on the ways of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, so we can reap the benefits when that time comes. We're preparing ourselves for that. We're afflicting ourselves, making our bodies a living sacrifice, so we can be that acceptable savor unto the Most High.
Yeah. It says, our soul waiteth. When you go on that word waiteth there, it says to wait in ambush. All right. Even with getting ambushed, these plagues, pestilence, and these climate change, these tornadoes and everything that they sending our way, we still trusting in the Lord because we know the Lord hand is in that, man. Okay, yeah, they got their hawk machines and these different inventions, right? Or they seek out many inventions, thinking they controlling the angels of the Lord. It's still the angels making these tornadoes and hailstorms and rain and floods come, man, which is all dictated by the hand of the Lord, man. Can't nobody deliver out of the hand of the Lord. So anything you see happen, any natural disaster, is coming from the Lord. It says, to our soul waited for Yahweh. He is our help and shield.
Hey, that's our weapons of warfare. As the elder brother brought out, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're spiritual. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is our sword and our shield, our helmet and our buckler that's going to fight for us in these times we're coming into.
It says, for our heart shall rejoice in him because we have trusted in his holy name.
Hey, the faith and the patience of the saints. We believe that these things are going to come to pass, and we're not losing patience because of it. That's why we are constantly enduring day in, day out the things we go through, because we know that once it's time to reap that spiritual bank account, when it's time to cash it out, hey, we're going to be trillionaires, above trillionaires, in the spirit and then physically in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, waiting is not boring to us, man. All right. We don't bore ourselves with waiting for the Lord. Because even while we waiting, we working. All right. Meaning what? We're occupied. All right. So as we're occupied in righteousness, there's really no way to focus on the evil like that. And besides, the Lord gonna take care of the evil part. We are instructed by the Lord to what? Work in the vineyards. You see? Now, while we working in the vineyard, it can rain, right? Tares and wheats get in there, or different things like that, but we still got work to do in the vineyard. It don't matter what the weather gonna be, all right, or the climate. We still have to what? Maintain the vineyard, man. So if you focus on working for the Lord, anything that's gonna come up against that, or try to antagonize it, or come up against it, the Lord gonna intervene, man. You see that? So we gotta worry about the things we have to worry about. We gotta tend to the things we need to tend to, and the Lord to take care of the things we can't. Go ahead, Yakin. You got something, bro?
No, look what's up.
And just to back up that point you made, we're not bored in waiting on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, especially now when we see them talking about the CBDCs in the news, World War III and the nukes, the Karagma, everything, the famines, the food shortages, everything we have been waiting for, everything we've been reading about is literally beginning to come to pass right before our very eyes.
Hey, and the word boring in the online etymology, it says the sense of wearying, being weary, which it tell you in Galatians, don't be weary of well-doing, for in due time he shall reap. Okay, so to be bored is to be wearying, man. We're not wearying, man. We continuously having our continual employment in righteousness, all right, that we may build up our spiritual treasures, that when the Lord come, okay, we can reap with protection, man. You see that? Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna just make one more point too. And if you are getting bored in the truth, what does that mean? You really don't believe.
Yes.
You really don't have faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and you're really just still carnal minded. You haven't put on the spirit. You haven't put on that new man. You still just a nigga in the world. You just a nigga that knows he's an Israelite instead of becoming an Israelite, instead of knowing you're an Israelite and actually doing what an Israelite would be doing. You're just faking the funk.
Yeah, you got examples of men getting bored because they become busybodies, man. Right? They leave off, tending off the doctrine, the sound doctrine of the Lord and the vineyard of the Lord, and they passing by other vineyards. And that Yachanan read, when it said the old man was delivered by his wisdom, I think he said, right there it says that a man passed by a man's vineyard and it was covered with nettles or something like that because he wasn't taking care of the vineyard. I'm gonna get that.
And hey, we can see when somebody is bored of the truth, bored in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, because what? This doesn't become their labor of love anymore. Their first concern. They find reasons to, not do the work. And you can see that they put their energy in the things of the world, job, the woman, just the cares and the affairs of this life.
I got that precept. This Proverbs 24 and 30. It says, I went by the field of the slothful. When you get bored in the Lord, you become slothful. All right. Because what you was doing, it's not exciting. All right. It's not that you don't get that same rush or thrill you once got from it when you was a younger man, when you first came in. All right. So you start meddling with other affairs and matters because you're looking for an outside rush, man. No, the rush of the Lord is the rush of the Lord, man. All right. It don't change. It is what it is, man. It's the same spirit, man. It's repetitive. It says,
I was gonna say something real quick. I done seen guys come and go, but this ain't thrilling no more. All right, the thrill of cussing the so-called white man out, the thrill of almost getting into a scuffle. Those are the things that would excite certain dudes, man. All right, but there's times and there's long stretches where you just preaching to the wind. You're just edifying, and that don't excite them because they really have an objective. They have something, a moral objective where they coming to get something out of the truth. So they trying to receive knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in hopes of receiving salvation. They want to receive clout, likability from other people, and get the women to like them because it's all being a character and a personality on the internet, man. Which the Lord ain't dealing with that shit. All right, you got to do this cold-hearted, whether people here or people are here or not, man. Like I always say, I only give a damn about two men, more or less, watching me, man. We don't care about the views. And we don't care if there's no views. We can start off with a fresh new page with no subscribers. We're just gonna continue to teach, man. All right, we're not about that shit. Which you see many guys they have made merchandise of this thing, man. All right, coming back on riding in on a coat, shirts, all this bullshit. It like I said, it is crazy, man. That's what Jake do though. But go ahead.
Yeah, you have men, like you say, men lose their spiritual fortitude and say things like, I feel like I ain't doing nothing for the Lord. All right, you got to be patient. Go ahead.
That too, and there's another thing where I done seen Jake's complain about the repetition of the scriptures. We keep going over the same things over and over and over again. Which Jake so-called gets, in a way he gets bored out. Well, this was never for you, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, you become dog. It says unknowingly dog. Wearying. That's what boring is. You become dull. You ain't sharp no more. One of the scriptures say a man sharpened his neighbor or his countenance. Then there's
iron sharpening iron, man.
Yeah, iron sharp. We keep each other sharp, man. We don't allow each other to get dull. Because when you get dull, you get bored. You get bored, you become a busybody. Once you become a busybody, you fall out of the truth. Go ahead, Ryan.
And really, if you're getting bored, you really don't believe, because if you find this repetitious, it's the same thing. Because what? Jake will go to the same job over and over again. Each day of the week, Jake will deal with the same woman he's dealing with over and over again, eat the same food, watch the same movies, listen to the same songs, but that doesn't get boring to you. What? Because you don't have faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The spirit is not on you.
Yeah, we don't get bored serving the Lord either. There's always a new chapter you can read, something you can extrapolate out of the scriptures, man. All right. You don't really get bored. Man of the Lord, I said this years ago, you don't get bored. You can go read something and then get another, enlightened vision out of it, man. Or brother may bring a precept out that's renewed, that's oppressed in the spirit that you may have not heard in a while. You see that? So if you're getting bored, you got a demon on you. All right, that's a demon. It says,
I just want to you took the words right out of my mouth, because this is the first thing in my life to where I could read the same thing for years, and then once I go through a different situation, I look at it from a whole different perspective.
there you go.
The truth gets, something new happens in the truth every day. But when I go watch the same movie or listen to the same song, it's still the same old shit from when the first time I heard it or saw it.
Hey, like y'all cannot say this truth is like water. How you say it, brother? Water.
Yeah, water.
It's like water. All right, it constantly refresh. If you know about a phone or water, it constantly what? It constantly refresh. It's constantly springs. It's
also it actually mimics itself to whatever surface is laying up against, man. So if you put water in a bowl, what's gonna do? It's gonna become the bowl.
It's gonna become
all the little divots in it is gonna become that, man.
The shape,
you gotta learn to adapt. All right.
Mm-hmm. That's the shape. It becomes the shape of it. So, like you say, once you start to do the truth, you start to shape and have a form. You have an identity inside of this word, man. And some men have a mistaken identity in this thing. They believe that they have shaped and formed themselves out and put themselves in the image of the Lord when they just fooling their goddamn self. But this is a man like this. Go ahead, right? You can break it down. Proverbs 24 and 30. I went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of a man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns and nettles, had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down.
And there's a precept, it may be in Proverbs too. It's either in Proverbs or Psalms where it says if you don't take care of the house, or maybe that's Ecclesiastes, when you don't take care of the house.
10:18. 10:18. Yeah.
The whole house falls in. Oh, you good. Shit. When you treat this truth as a side piece, it shows. You start, messing up on the breakdowns. You on every level to deal with the truth, you can just see that you're slothful and don't really care about it. But when we look at the things that you are concerned with over the truth in the world, oh, you 100% on that. You perfect on that. And what that precept in Proverbs reminds me of is what? That servant in the parable of the talents that put his talent in a napkin and just hid it away. He wasn't doing anything with it. He wasn't concerned with his master's business. So what? When the master came back, he took his talent and gave it to the men that flipped the talent, that kept their garden and their vineyard clean. And what they got even more of a bigger portion of the reward.
You made a good point, brother. A few words back, you say Jake, kind of eat the same food, live with the same woman. Jake drive down the same streets. He come across the same stop signs. He see the same people in the neighborhood, the same dog barking, the stray dog, the same birds clothes on the power line, right? He see the same cars in the neighborhood every day, but it never dawned on him to complain about that, man. All right, he okay with that. He just passed that right up. But when the truth come and it's repetitive, you got to keep doing it. Jake stressed out, man. He trying to figure out a way he can't get right, man. All right, then this thing ain't for you, man. You're gonna have your lows, your peaks, your valleys. Then you're gonna have your plateaus, your highs. All right, it's gonna be a up and down thing, man. But nonetheless, you still gotta be patient in the Lord, man.
If I could say real quick, it's repetitive because what? You're not growing. You're becoming stagnant waters. So you're reading the same precepts over again. You're not really, you're just reading a precept just to bring something out. You're not really understanding what it's saying. and you're not going through experiences and gaining new knowledge and insight into it. You're repetitive because you're not growing.
Yeah.
One to go into what you just said, what both of y'all just said. You can break it down. This is Philippians chapter 1, verse 7, and I'm gonna read down. It says, "Then as it is meet for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, and as much as both in my bonds and in the defense of the confirmation of the gospel, ye all are partakers of my grace. For the Most High is my record, how greatly I long after you all in the bowels of Hamashiach Yahushua." All right, and it says, "In this I pray," this the point. "In this I pray that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge, in all judgment, that you may approve the things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense to the day of Hamashiach."
A beautiful precept, as I said in that Philippians 1-9 again. "And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment." You're not those stagnant waters. You're those running waters that keep going. You gain new insights and knowledges and understanding in this truth. So it doesn't become repetitive, because what? You're growing. And if you're growing, what does that mean? You're in the spirit. Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua. Oh,
Real quick, even in rebuke, you growing. All right, that little that when you partake in a rebuke or upbraiding by a brother, apostle, or another brother, it may hurt you. In some cases, some guys, it may hurt your feelings for that moment, but guess what? You're supposed to grow from that pain, man. All right, you gain experience from it. You gain the do's and don'ts. All right, and you gain you grow ever more, man. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't supposed to just spaz all out, all right, and lose your mind, man. All right, but go ahead.
hey, if you're emotional and carnal minded, when you get rebuked, you're supposed to, not let your pride or your ego get in the way and think of something to say back, like, "Oh, well, that's not how I see it," or whatever. You're supposed to take, if you believe that the brother rebuking you is a man of the Lord, you're supposed to take what he's saying and really examine yourself and see, look, am I doing what he's saying? Am I doing what he says I'm doing? And how is it affecting the body? And you grow from it. You become better because of it. They got this quote from one Edomite, Friedrich Nietzsche, where he said, "Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger."
All right.
And it's as simple as that. Everything we go through in this walk of the truth, hey, if you keep enduring and going with it, it builds you up in the spirit. It makes you stronger. It makes you that much more of an effective tool of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. You got a point you want to make?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, kind. Well, if you could you get me Psalms 91 start at verse 9 and go down to 13, Baba Kasha?
Psalm 91 and what?
Start at verse 9.
Psalm 91 and 9, it says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Kind of going back to the topic of the lesson. And we know that it's going to be Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai that's going to get us through all these calamities that are coming our way. Because what? As it says, we have made Yahweh our refuge and the Most High our habitation. So there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And us not losing patience, not looking as the truth as just reading out of the Bible as something repetitious, but actually believing in the things Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai spoke of in the scriptures and growing because of it is going to be that knowledge, wisdom, and stability that's going to get us through these times of Jacob's trouble, as it says in Isaiah 33, verse 6. Keep going on.
It says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
Hey, to back up that Psalms 33, and Kaya quoted it earlier, the eyes of the Lord, the angels protecting us and camping around us, as it says in Psalms 34, and as it says in Psalms 91, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. And the angels that are charged over us right now are keeping us on the straight path. They're allowing us to continue to have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in our heads, and guide us through these pitfalls and situations we're going through, and especially during Jacob's trouble when we need it the most. You got it, Kaya.
Come on, hey, Proverbs 15:3 says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And if no evil gonna touch the men of the Lord, then the angels are watching that evil, man. Hey, when you think about it, the Lord allowed particular angels to create the evil. Do not the Lord say, I, the Lord, create evil and good? So the Lord is creating the evil. So if the Lord created the evil, then by default, he got the right to make the evil pass by us, man. You know, or don't come before us, or come nigh us, man. You know, that's in itself, man. Like we really don't have nothing to worry about, man. We got everything to gain and nothing to lose, and we serving the Lord, brother. We got everything to gain. You got it, bro.
Con, I'll just give a quick testimony. Hey, recently I just changed jobs, and the one job at the first the job I was doing before the one I had now seemed like a really good setup, but it turned out to just be a nightmare. So what? I quit that job and had faith that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai would get me in a better position. And lo and behold, about a week after, a couple of days after, I got this new job I'm at, and it put me in a better position, and it gives me more time to put my energy and effort toward my main focus is truth. Why? Because I had faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and prayed that he would get me in a better situation. So if it's on some little level like that, how much more during Jacob's trouble when our lives are on the line? But you can keep going in that Psalms 91, Yakana.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at verse 12.
It says Psalms 91. Hold on, I gotta go back to it.
Okay. You can reread verse 11. We're gonna read down to verse 13. And Kaya, you can get me Sirach chapter 2, verse 10.
Psalm 91:11 says, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. And thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and dragon shall thou trample underfoot.
Khan, hey, the Most High is going to have us covered at all angles. He's going to protect us and even give us the ability to go against our enemies. What? Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion, and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. And we know who that dragon is, Esau. And we're going to trample him under our feet. Most High is going to give some brothers spiritual powers to fight against these Edomite troops. And then ultimately, when they elected those new bodies and come down off those chariots, that's when it's game time. We're going to be unstoppable. But we can jump to that Sirach chapter 2, verse 10, because at the beginning of the lesson, we opened up talking about how we have these accounts in the scriptures of our forefathers getting put in life or death situations that look like they had no exit for, but what? Their faith in the Most High is what got them through it. Not their own carnality or their flesh, but the spirit.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
And those are all rhetorical questions because the Most High, again, saved our forefathers throughout their situations they were in the past because they had faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Daniel in the lion's den, a Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were literally thrown into a fiery furnace, an enclosed furnace, and they kindled up that heat more than usual. But what? Hey, there was a fourth man in there, like the Son of Man, Yahweh Shai, that protected them, while the guys who were stoking the fire got burnt to a crisp. And they didn't when they were taken out, they didn't even have so much as the smell of smoke on them. And that would take great faith to see, a furnace getting kindled up, or a bunch of hungry lions that hadn't been fed in days in a pit, and you're about to get thrown into it. You got it, Kaya.
I'm gonna read verse 18 just to go into what you were saying. This Sirach 2:18 is saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. But those men choose to fall in the hands of the Lord and let whatever it be, let whatever be done unto them, let it be so. And guess what? They was defended. All right, they was protected because they put their trust in the Lord, man. Because when you fall in the hands of men, the Lord control those men. So at the end of the day, the Lord can make those men do as he please against you, man. So at the end of the day, we rather fall on the sword of the Lord if there's a sword to fall on than to fall on the sword of a man. It is what it is, man. Okay? Because the Lord have power over death and life anyways. So at the end of the day, we're going to stay 10 toes down on that which we know the Lord have given unto us, man. That trust and that fear. All right? To avoid that which a man can do. Because the Lord will deliver you over unto the man that has the sword or the power to kill. Which, if we know we stand the Lord, then we'll avoid that, man. You got it, bro. You breaking up. You breaking up. But just to read Sirach 2:13, you can break it down, Yakanai. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended.
Yeah, one more time.
This Sirach 2 verse 13. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted,
Yeah,
for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended.
Yeah, a lot of guys, over the test of time have become faint-hearted, man. And some will become faint-hearted. They don't really, what it says, because of that.
It says, therefore shall he not be defended.
So shall you not be defended. That's what the Lord was getting on the disciples back then about them having little faith, man. You got to believe that these things, these miracles that was once spoken about in past times is going to be done again, man. You can't not believe just a little bit of it, man. You got to have a full understanding that these things are real. All right, these things will happen again. Even in like the brother said, was going into earlier, in the last split seconds of things, these troops, these guys grabbing you up, sending you off to somewhere, some remote detention center and shit. You got to have faith in the Lord going to get things done for you, man. Hold up. Something going on. This yeah, man.
How do I sound now? Am I still breaking up?
There you go.
I'm still breaking up?
Nah, you good. I'm just trying to fix the other thing.
Oh, kind. Well, what was the last thing you brought out, Kaya?
I had just brought something out to you come back here and said, woe to him that is faint-hearted. It says he shall not be defended. For he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended.
Hey, kind. Hey, that's when you lean under your own understanding. You really ain't rocking in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, but you being carnal. You're relying on the flesh, which you're not going to be defended when these times come. But My internet's kind of messing up. So, any brothers had any precepts they want to bring out?
No, I ain't had nothing.
Nah, I ain't got
Okay. Well, hey, with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to you, sincere Akim and Akwat out there. And hey, as we've been going into throughout this lesson, we should rely totally on Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and believe that everything that was stated in the scriptures are going to take place. When we lean unto him and not unto the flesh or our own understanding, we're going to be defended in these times of Jacob's trouble, which we can see are quickly coming our way, and ultimately receive salvation, being of that elect number, Abaratazah, the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so with that, again, we hope this lesson was edifying to you, sincere Akim and Akwat out there. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Abba Babal,
Baba Doma,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Rasala,
Shalom.
Shalom.